Up until now, I've wasted a large number of years chasing a false sense of direction, false sense of purpose, fulfillment. And this was mainly done through playing video games. Now, my favorite video game was RuneScape. I've talked about it a number of times on this channel. And the way this video game works is you level up quite frequently, and every 10 levels, let's say 10 defense levels, you can wear a different type of armor that is stronger than the previous armor you wore. And you feel like a little bit of accomplishment then. And then every 10 attack levels you can have a new weapon and you can kill like better and new bosses with this weapon. And again, you feel like you've accomplished something. And this really works for us because our brains do not know the difference between a real sense of achievement and a fake sense of achievement that we get from video games. Now, this basically fills a void in our purpose layer of life. When we do anything hedonistic, chasing pleasure, which is very simple to do, we literally have to sit down on our chairs, take a controller or take a remote control even, or just go on our computers, put on some sort of entertainment, and our brains are happy because it feels like we are achieving something. When we're watching a certain YouTube video, we feel like motivated. We feel what the other person is showing us. We feel it quite deep down. Let's say it's some video of a guy building a house. We feel like a little tiny part of us feels like it's our house, like we will be able to achieve this in our lives. It motivates us, and a tiny layer of our purpose is fulfilled. Now, sometimes this works a lot more when it's a video game and you get these achievements so frequently. Your brain is tickled in a way. It's like, oh, achievement, progression, level up. Like, there's a reason all of these levels and achievements exist. It's to fill the void of our purposes. And it's very clever because from the moments we are born and we develop and we become like adults, or not even adults, teenagers, we constantly crave this sense of achievement, this sense of purpose to fulfill it in some way. And we do not know any better. Our parents do not know any better. And we start filling the void of our purposes. Instead of working hard and fulfilling something in real life, instead of achieving something in real life, we achieve something in the what we call it nowadays, the virtual reality. Basically the same thing. In virtual reality, pixels. We achieve pixels that mean nothing later on. We basically waste our time. Now, this becomes even worse when we are finished with the hedonistic or pleasurable activity, which is instant gratification. Once we're finished with this activity and we go on social media, scroll a little bit, scroll for a few minutes, we see our friends, we see like different influencers achieving something. And even though it might be false portrayal of their lives, it might not be even real, our brains do not know the difference. We're like, oh, well, this guy on Instagram is achieving these muscles and he has a big house and a fancy car. We feel like complete losers after wasting all of this time chasing pleasure, not achieving anything. Then we go on social media, destroy our mental health even more, and we feel like potatoes. We feel like complete losers. So, what is the way to fix this? Well, we as men, and I can only speak for men because I'm a man, we will always crave this sense of purpose, this sense that we're fulfilling and progressing in life, that we're fulfilling some kind of purpose layer. We will always want to progress, no matter what. If we do not progress, we will become depressed. We will become sad, like to the point where we do not want to get up out of bed. That type of sad. Now, a lot of men do fall into this depression because they simply do not know that all they need to do is fulfill a purpose in real life. Now, you can go and chase these hedonistic activities like gambling or entertainment, video games, any sort of instant gratification activities will satisfy your brain temporarily and you will feel some sense of relief. But you can look at this like a drug. If you go and smoke weed, if you take like heroin, if you inject yourself with a drug or take a really strong painkiller, you will numb the pain. the pain that is there. You will feel like better temporarily. This is the same for all of these hedonistic activities that I'm after naming, like chasing pleasure. You will fill this temporary void with this plaster. You'll put on this little bandage on your hand, which has a gaping wound. But then when this bandage gets wet and when it's like torn off, this wound is still not healed. It's gaping. It's gushing blood everywhere. And, unless you actually fulfill a real purpose in your life, this wound on your hand that I'm showing is never going to heal. It will always be gushing. Now, in real life, once we fulfill a purpose or actually feel a sense of achievement, it is a very prolonged type of euphoria that we get. We feel happy for way longer than we after playing video games. So the only way to do this is by achieving something in real life. Now let me explain. This will make you understand purpose a little bit better. Now, from the time that we are born, we are given a certain genetic structure. Everyone has a different type of genes. You watching this video right now is completely different to everybody else in the world. Those nearly 8 billion people in the world, you have a unique DNA structure that only belongs to you. Now, also, you have had very genuine to you and unique to you experiences in life that only you have had. All of the events that have happened in your life have shaped you to the person that you are right now, alongside with the chemical composition and the wiring of your brain. All of these 3 factors taken into account, the DNA, the events in your life, and your neuroscience in your head, shapes you to be a unique human being that is able to provide unique skills to this world. Now, what I can provide in life is very different to what you can provide. Now, this can be like simply broken down into your weight, your height, your abilities. Like, we all have abilities in real life. Like, let's say look at basketball players. Basketball players are all tall. They're like all nearly 7 feet tall. Now, I'm like 5'10". I can never become a basketball player. Like, it would be a waste of time for me to pursue the career of a basketball player because I'm not tall. I will need to train 24 hours a day to become as good or efficient as they are, but they have an advantage. They have height as an advantage. Now, this would be a waste of time for me. Wouldn't it be better for me to pick something that is more aligned to my genetic structure? Maybe become a footballer. Footballers don't need to be that tall. I'm talking about soccer, like this, British football, not talking about American football. You need to be 5'10". Even some people are 5'5", very fast. Maybe this is a better activity for me to pick rather than playing basketball. But you basically have to see what you have been good at in life. And you can even ask your parents for advice, because your parents have monitored you since you were a child. They know what you're good at, what your abilities and gifts in life are. Just by looking at your previous events in life, what you felt happy doing, what actually satisfied you. Not playing video games, I'm not talking about playing video games. What actually satisfied you in life. Like, maybe you were really good at spotting differences in a book. When you have 2 pictures that are side by side and you're have to spot the differences. Oh, spot 10 differences in this picture that are not in this picture. And maybe you took 10 seconds to spot all the 10 differences. Well, then you have a good attention to detail. And this might be an advantage to you, and you should pursue something in life that requires being good for attention, or good at attention. I can't speak. Being good at attention to detail. This was a hard sentence to say. I should not pick being a speaker because I'm clearly not good at speaking. But still, you should pick something that aligns to your interests. You should look back and just retrospectively think about life and what are you good at. Ask your parents, ask your friends, just ask them this simple question: what do you think am I good at? And they can straight away bluntly tell you what you're good at and what you're bad at. Or maybe the better question would be to say, what am I bad at? And not pursue these things, just to avoid wasting time. And of course, trying out new things will help you somehow pick a line of purpose for you to achieve. Now, when I'm talking about purpose, it doesn't have to be anything grandiose. It doesn't have to be something major. You can literally collect figurines or collect cards, and this might satisfy you. You might feel a great sense of achievement collecting all of these cards and putting them in neat little, card containers, and then hanging them up on your wall. And then you look at the wall and you're like, wow, I have all of these cards. I've collected them for so long. And you go on eBay, you search up the other card, and you buy another one, and this might fulfill you. You might be happy with that. But maybe building a business, building a brand, branding yourself, providing something to the world that is beneficial, something that helps other people. Maybe this is your sense of purpose. For me, I really feel a sense of achievement when I make a video and it does well, when people comment down below and they're like, you really helped me out with this video. Or, oh, I think that this part of the video was really helpful. I like what you said there, and it helped me with my life or the current situation that I am in life right now. And for me, reading these comments, I feel such a sense of achievement. I feel happy. I feel like I've accomplished something in life. And I continue to do these things in order to help people out. That's why I make these videos, to make your lives better. And in return, I make my own life better, because I read these comments, I see the likes on my video, and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy, I'm actually achieving something. 1 year ago, I had 300 subscribers, and now I have nearly 700. And for me, this for you might not be a large number, because you see Mr. Beast has over 100 million subscribers. Or for me, this is an achievement. I have 400 more people that were interested in my comment, or my content, and I'm helping people. So this gives me a sense of purpose. What you have to find is what you like to do, what doesn't feel like a chore for you to do, what feels like, you need to love what you do, and then you'll be able to provide something to the community. Or maybe it doesn't matter, it can be very small, even something as small, or it's actually, for me, it would be quite big, but some people look at it as quite small. But raising a family, like a perfect family, this might fulfill you, and you might devote all your life to your family. And this might be enough to fulfill your purpose. But the thing is, I cannot give you a direct answer on how to fulfill your purpose, because it's your purpose. Because all of us have this, like I said, genetic makeup, all of these life experiences, different wiring in our brain that makes us unique people, that makes us all very individual. And for that reason alone, I'm not able to give you individual advice. But you really need to find a sense of purpose in life. Otherwise, you will never feel happy. You will never feel fulfilled. I've said this word a lot, but I feel like this word really describes the situation well. Fulfillment. When you feel fulfilled, you feel like you don't need anything else in life. You wake up happy, you go to sleep happy. Your sleep improves, your mood improves, everything around you, all of your relationships improve. Everything. It's like from winter being your fulfillment not being, or your sense of purpose not being fulfilled, and then summer is like your sense of purpose is fulfilled. It's like everything blooms and there's like green trees everywhere and everything is beautiful, and it's like this type of fulfillment. That's what's in my head. I have this kind of image. But anyways, you will not be happy unless you do fulfill something in your life or achieve a certain purpose. If you constantly just go from one hedonistic task to the other and constantly chase pleasure, all you're doing is putting a bandage on your gaping wound, and it never really will stop bleeding. And it will just get worse and worse. It's like, if you can imagine right now, you have like a big wound on your hand, right? It's gushing blood. It's like non-stop. You find the bandage and you put it on, and then it gets wet and you have to rip it off, and then you put another one on, and this is like, you switching tasks, you put another one on and another one on, and the wound is actually getting rotten. It's actually starting to rot, and your flesh around it is like looking disgusting, and the blood is going black nearly, but still like bleeding, and you keep on like putting another bandage on instead of actually getting a needle and a thread and sewing up this wound to close it. This would be your actual real life purpose. You will not stop this gaping wound. What you're doing is just plaster after plaster, bandage after bandage, and it's not helping. Well, no wonder it's not helping. Choose a real purpose. Figure out what you're good at in life. Use your genetic capabilities to your advantage. Journal about it. Meditate on it. Lie down, no distractions, and think about what are you good at. Use that to your advantage. Coaching calls in the description. Like, comment, share. Click the notification bell. All of these things will help the channel grow. Thank you so much for watching. And like always, peace.